Mercedes fans had been promised upgrades and changes to the W14 in the upcoming races after the performance of the W14 was revealed at Bahrain and Jeddah. However, Mercedes and Toto Wolff have revealed a harsh reality for the team this season, and on top of that, more has been revealed on Red Bull's DRS trick for the RB19. This is one you don't want to miss, guys, so let's dive straight into the video. So starting with Mercedes, it's safe to say that the W14 has not been everything the fans thought it would be, with Wolff having already admitted after the first race in Bahrain that the concept of the W14 simply hadn't worked and big changes are needed and fast. And now, with Jeddah out of the way as well, Wolff has now gone in depth as to why it is going to be unrealistic for Mercedes to close the gap to Red Bull again this year and how they may yet again struggle to secure a race victory. So unfortunately for Mercedes fans, yet again, the Silver Arrows find themselves with a fair amount of catching up to do this season. However, Wolff is hopeful that Russell and Hamilton should be able to win a race towards the end of the season, while stressing it is simply not realistic to be beating Verstappen and Perez at this moment in time. However, Mercedes is not sitting still in its attempts to bring the fight back to Red Bull, as the team are undertaking a massive revamp of the W14 in order to try and turn around the disappointing start to the season. However, when asked if it would be realistic for Mercedes to catch up to Red Bull in 2023, Wolff was quoted as saying, "We're just 2 races in this year, but is it realistic when we look at the gaps? No, it's not. But we just want to give it all we have and then see what the outcome of that is. We've been able to catch up a lot last year with a car that was bouncing way too much, and that in a way was overshadowing everything. Finally, we won a race and got closer to them, and I think that needs to be the aspiration." The first major updates to the W14, which will have visual changes, have been baked into the W14 to appear on the car in the next 4 races, which should be at the Imola Grand Prix, with further upgrades planned for later on in the season, with Wolff going on to add that in 12 months' time, Mercedes should have a complete package to take on the Red Bulls. I think the length of time is probably between 6 and 12 months, because that's the time that it really took us last year to figure out what was actually happening with the car. That means we just need to have double the development speed, so a stronger development slope. The logic and the rationale speaks for the Red Bull. Their gains are going to be incrementally smaller if its concept is mature. I think aero-wise and wind tunnel time, that can help a bit, but not hugely. It's just we've got to get our acts together, and if we fundamentally understand where we need to put the car, then the steps are going to be large, but we need to be perfect. So 6 to 12 months is going to seem like a long time to the fans, but I suppose it is what it is for Mercedes at this point. But let's move on to news regarding the Red Bull DRS trick. So on the other hand, unlike Mercedes, Red Bull have got off to a dream start in 2023, having secured 1-2 finishes in both races so far this year, and they seem to be in truly dominant form with the blisteringly quick RB19, with a second per lap advantage over the rest of the field. But why is that, you may ask? Well, let's get into it. The key to Red Bull's blisteringly quick RB19 is the beam wing. Now, to those of you who don't know what the beam wing is, it's the smaller rear wing that sits beneath the big rear wing. The beam wing stands more upright and directs wind that has passed over the car upwards. The whole purpose of this is to allow the driver behind to follow closer with less air disturbance. Which may get you asking the question, so how is this helping Red Bull? Well, the upright beam wing actually blocks air and reduces the top speed on the straights. However, in the case of the RB19, the suction beneath the floor is so good that Red Bull have more room to play around with the beam wing, with the team opting for a more upright positioning. Surely, this would induce more drag, you may be thinking, but this is where the trick lies. Because the main wing is more upright, the beam wing interacts more with the upper wing and diffuser, and when the DRS is activated, the wind passes over the car, causing the beam wing to stall. This stall is what causes the wing to lose its ability to create downforce. Red Bull handles this very well, and ensures the beam wing creates less drag than all the other teams on the grid when the DRS is open, and less drag means more speed and lap time, which is why Red Bull have been clocked with up to a 10 km/h advantage down the straights. So a lot of work for Mercedes to do over the coming months, and some more genius work from Adrian Newey. But that's going to be the video from me today, guys. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's content, and until the next time, bye bye.